My brothers and sisters of Africa, listen to me carefully. They thought we needed their iron. They thought without their steel, without their factories, without their ships, we would remain chained to the shore, watching their flags sail our rivers and seas. But today, I tell you, those days are over. We are no longer the people who wait for the world to give us permission to dream. We are the people who take broken things and make them powerful again. They called our rivers useless. They called our hands unskilled. They said, you cannot build without us. But look at us now, the sons and daughters of Africa, building ships not from iron, but from the bottles they threw away after drinking our sweat, our blood, our resources. Yes, bottles! The same bottles that pollute our rivers. Now they will carry our dreams across them. We will take their waste and turn it into our weapon of progress. Because in Africa, even garbage becomes gold when touched by the hands of a determined people. This is not just innovation. This is rebellion. This is proof that we don't need to beg, borrow, or kneel anymore. The world said, you need technology. We said, we have creativity. They said, you need aid. We said, we have unity. They said, you need us. We said, we only need Africa. Look around you, young people, engineers, dreamers. They are not waiting for Paris or Washington to send them a blueprint. They are building their own. In the villages, in the workshops, by the riverbanks, Africa is moving. And what do these bottle ships represent? They represent our defiance. They represent our independence. When one day our ships, made of old bottles, sail beside their giant metal monsters, the world will see something they never imagined. A continent that turned its trash into triumph. Do you understand what that means? It means we have defeated the system that was built to keep us small. We have proved that strength does not come from material, it comes from mind, from faith, from the fire inside us. My people, these ships will not only float, they will carry a message to every corner of the earth that Africa is awake, that Africa can build, that Africa will never kneel again. They taught us to hate our soil, to despise our simplicity, to laugh at our own potential. But I say today that our soil is sacred, our simplicity is genius, and our potential is infinite. When a young boy in Burkina Faso sees a ship made of bottles sailing on the river, he will not just see innovation. He will see hope. He will see that we can rise from nothing. He will believe that his land, his people, his Africa can make the impossible possible. Do you see what is happening? We are building not just ships, but a new mentality. We are sending a message to the colonizers of the mind. Your time is over. Every old bottle we use is a symbol of transformation. Every wave that touches our ship is a whisper of freedom. Every kilometer our bottle, ships travel is another wound of history healing. And let the world laugh if they want. Let them mock our beginnings. They laughed when we made wooden motorcycles. They mocked when we built wooden helicopters. They will mock again when we sail ships made from bottles. But history will remember who laughed and who built. Because from the laughter of the arrogant, new revolutions are born. These ships are not for show, they are for purpose. They will move goods, connect communities, and prove that African rivers belong to Africans. We will not let foreign companies pollute and profit while our people starve beside the same waters. No more. Africa will use what she has, her people, her creativity, her strength, to rise. If the world closes its ports, we will build new rivers. If they block our trade, we will create new routes. If they deny us iron, we will build with bottles. Because Africa never stops. Africa never dies. I speak to every African nation, from the Sahel to the Cape, from the Nile to the Congo. Let this movement spread like fire. Let our inventions multiply. Let our youth create with courage. We are not poor. We are rich in wisdom, in courage, in imagination. We have everything we need to stand tall, except one thing, unity. So I call upon you, Africa, unite. Unite beyond borders, beyond language, beyond religion. Because divided, we were easy to control. But united, we are impossible to defeat. When our ships made of bottles sail across the oceans, carrying the flag of Burkina Faso, they will carry also the spirit of every African child who was told you can't. And from this continent, we will shout to the world, we can, we will. We already have. Let the rivers of Africa flow with pride again. Let the people of Africa build again. Let the hearts of Africa burn again with the fire of freedom. Because no empire, no power, No system can stop a people who have decided to believe in themselves. We are no longer waiting for the world to save us. We are saving ourselves, bottle by bottle, dream by dream, ship by ship. And one day, when these ships of Africa reach the horizon, the world will look and say, "They did it." And I will say, "No, my friends, we did it. Long live Burkina Faso. Long live Africa. And may our ships of freedom sail forever!" The first main point is the declaration of African self-reliance. Ibrahim Traoré makes it clear that Africa no longer needs to depend on foreign powers for innovation, technology, or validation. He rejects the long history of colonial dependency that taught Africans to wait for outside help. Instead, he celebrates the power of African creativity, the ability to take what others throw away and make it great. The idea of using old bottles to build ships is not just a technological act, it is a psychological revolution. It says to the world that Africa can build with her own hands, with her own mind, using her own resources. It is a call to every African to stop asking for permission to dream. The message is, we are enough. What we have is enough. The second main point is the transformation of waste into power. The speech turns the symbol of pollution, old bottles, into a tool of liberation. This transformation shows that Africa's progress will not come from imitation, but from imagination. Every bottle collected and repurposed becomes a statement of resistance, creativity, and pride. Traoré uses this to show how even the continent's garbage can become a source of glory when touched by determined African hands. The act of building ships from waste materials becomes a metaphor for Africa itself, broken by history but still capable of rebirth. It is a message that nothing in Africa is useless, not even its pain, because everything can be turned into a weapon of progress if guided by vision and unity. The third main point is defiance against colonial mentality and global arrogance. Traoré's tone throughout the speech challenges those who mocked African innovation. He reminds the people that the same world that laughed at their wooden motorcycles and helicopters will laugh again at bottle ships, until Africa proves them wrong once more. This defiance is not fueled by hate, but by dignity. It's about reclaiming pride, self-worth, and confidence. The speech transforms mockery into motivation, turning every insult into fuel for invention. By confronting global condescension, Traoré aims to erase the inferiority complex that colonization left behind, and to make every African believe again in their own power. The fourth main point is unity and collective strength. Traoré reminds Africans that real power lies not just in innovation, but in unity. Unity of purpose, of nations, and of generations. He urges the continent to rise beyond borders, languages, and religions, because division is the greatest weapon the world has used against Africa. Only when Africans unite in spirit and vision can they break the chains of exploitation. He connects this unity with creation. Young engineers, villagers, and dreamers all building together. The ships made of bottles become a symbol of what Africa can achieve when its people stand together as one. This unity is not political alone, it is emotional, cultural, and spiritual, a call for continental brotherhood and shared destiny. The fifth main point is the rebirth of African pride and the new vision for the future. The bottle ships represent more than innovation. They represent a new identity, an Africa that rises from within, that reclaims its rivers, its ideas, and its destiny. Traoré speaks of rivers flowing again with pride, and people believing once more in their strength. The ships become symbols of freedom, floating proof that Africa's dreams cannot be drowned. His message is that the revolution begins in the mind. When Africans stop seeing themselves as victims and start seeing themselves as builders of a new world. Every ship that sails is a declaration that Africa has awakened and no empire can stop her now.